You know what the beautiful thing about being an introvert is that you're more inclined to be aware of your whole state of being to a certain degree or another. I think we all have our own particular individual level of awareness and consciousness at any given moment, at any given particular time in our life. And just through observation, when it comes to my own personality and how I'm more geared to being more cognizant, being more aware of my thoughts, emotions, my feelings, what's really going on within, has really led me to a spiritual path, a journey towards self mastery. And this journey, if you're watching this video, you may very well know that it has many challenges, many obstacles, but many fruits, many benefits. And ultimately, when you look into the deep esoteric wisdom, the heights are simply, there is no limit. The sky is literally the limit, and even beyond the sky, the cosmos. So, having that deep introspective nature can be difficult for some people because a lot of people may be geared more toward being a little bit more extroverted, being more centered around a group or a community. And there's nothing wrong with this inherently, but when you're more geared and more focused on the external world of what's going on around you, and you're not focused enough within, it becomes that much harder to really excel on your journey towards self-mastery, on a journey toward knowing thyself. Also, I'd like to quickly mention we are offering one-to-one counseling services. So if you are interested in that, be sure to check in the description below for more on that. But to be more introverted if you're somebody who's more inclined to be extroverted, right? You seem to gain more energy being in a group setting or just being around other people, larger communities, gatherings, so on and so forth. You can train yourself. You can train yourself to be more introverted. And a timeless practice I always mention on this channel is it's meditation, because the very act of meditation is an inward journey within yourself, because you go deep within and you unveil hidden dimensions within your own self, right? And there are many selves that exist within us, have their own criteria, motives, and so on and so forth in the world. And so our perception itself on reality is actually tainted. We actually see through a rose-colored tinted glasses, so to speak. And this is true for everybody. This is true for someone who identifies, which is a key representation of what we're really talking about. Is, for me myself, when I was younger, I was deeply introverted. I was very shy, and it took me until about my junior year of high school until I really started to break out of that shell. And what had happened was I surrounded myself with people that were actually the opposite of my personality at the time. They were more extroverted. They liked to go out and do things, just interact in the world. And to me, that was a big discomfort for me. It was largely out of my comfort zone. And that's something you've got to keep in mind as well, is because the way you simply are now is a learned behavior. It's something you have been taught by society, by your parents, by your community, by the media, so on and so forth, the news. And you've learned to be a certain way, even your environment, largely due to your environment. And what's also important to realize is it's actually not fixed. This isn't fixed. If you are someone who identifies, as an introverted person or an extroverted person, that this isn't simply the end all be all. You can actually change your personality. And, through meditation, like I spoke before, when you give yourself you allocate yourself that time every single day to go within your own internal universe, to quiet the mind, to explore yourself on a deeper level, well, you naturally become more introverted because you are really developing and building that muscle of introspection. And introspection and introversion are two closely linked aspects of one another. And it could be the opposite for an introverted person, like myself, for example. Like I said, when I really wanted to become a little bit more extroverted, I simply put myself into situations that was very uncomfortable at the time. And this allowed me to really crack, the shell itself began to crack. And then from there, it cracked completely open. But even to this day, I prefer to be on my own, sort of in an isolation environment where I can really analyze my inner world. And the inner world really consists of your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, your identifications. These sorts of things reflect your external world and the way you perceive reality itself. And that goes back to the rose tinted glasses. So we all have our own particular lenses through which we perceive the world. And the one who's extroverted perceives in such a way that is likely more secluded, more isolated, more kept to themselves, more reserved. And the opposite being true for the extroverted is more, they sort of gain their energy in larger groups, communities, around friends and family, interacting, having conversations, things like that. But if you want to become more extroverted, it's essential to put yourself in a position to do so. Because if you just sit around and dream and think about it all day, is there any action that's actually going to be taken? And so it all leads with action. And so if you're somebody who identifies as a more extroverted person and seem to have a harder time going within yourself, then begin to consider meditation. And there's so many practices, so many techniques of meditation, thousands. It's incredible. But the simplest being is to start by relaxing the body. So many of us are so riddled with tension, with stress, with anxiety, that when we go to sit to meditate, the thoughts are just racing. And they're racing to such an extent where you just can't sit still. You can't focus, you can't concentrate. And so one thing that led me to greater advancements in my own particular meditation practice is by relaxing my body first. And this could take some time. This could take 10 minutes, it could take 20, up to 30 minutes just to relax the body. That's going to be individually based upon how efficiently you can become relaxed and calm and kind of just let it go. All the experiences of the day, just to release all that and to just become as present as you can. And this will lead you to more an introspective, introverted sort of characteristic within yourself, because you'll be more inclined, because like I said, you're building that inner muscle of introspection. So I truly hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like the video, subscribe as well, comment below letting us know what you thought about the video and if you gained value from this video, and we'll speak very soon.